Hey everyone, welcome back to Wednesday night's meditation because tonight there is no guided meditation. And if you've been following the podcast, sequentially, you will know that I just mentioned that because of the move and everything else that's going on, it's harder for me to bring these guided meditations. I have to come up with a topic or a theme and then I got to write it all out. It's probably the only thing that's actually scripted on my show is the guided meditations because I try and follow a sequence to give me a good 15 minutes and all. But if you're joining me this Wednesday night and you're looking for the meditation, I'm thinking of doing something a little bit more that also involves meditation. Whereas I'm going to give you some tools, some tips, some tricks, whatever it may be. But I'd really like to talk to you more about meditation, things you can do on your own without having to rely on a guided meditation. Now, you can always go back and replay any of the other guided meditations. That's basically how they work. I mean, the repetitiveness of them gets you into that place where you want to be to the point where you don't really require that guided meditation anymore. Now, as we know, there's so many different forms of meditation outside of just guided meditations, and that's the thing I just want to let everybody know. You can meditate. I don't have degrees or certifications in meditation. I just been doing it so long that I'm in a constant state of meditation. And if I'm ever out of it, just a quick thought will bring me right back into that state of meditation. So, how do I do that? Why is it that I can walk around in a state of meditation all the time? Well, that's why I wanted to do these little shows instead of doing an actual guided meditation. I would like to just, I do apologize, I'm messing around. And again, if you don't know about the video, if you want to see the video, versions of this, you go on YouTube or BitChute, and we're also now on Rumble because Rumble is the only one where I got complete and total free speech. So anyway, I would like to, bring this Wednesday night rather than always bring in a guided meditation. I still will bring some, but I want to give you a little bit more insight. So here's what's happening. I sat today at the time of this recording. I was out in my wooded area, a place where I like to go. That's fantastic for meditation. It's very sacred to me. It's just one of those spots where I feel very comfortable. Now, I didn't take the long hike that I normally would to get to these places down by the creek. I just went immediately off the trail as soon as I entered the trailhead, and it's off the path, and it was quiet, and it was under a tree. So I sat there for a while. I did some videos that went up on TikTok. Uh, but I sat there then for a while after that, completely electronic free, and I just sat there meditating. Now, when it comes to me and the way I do meditation is going to be completely different from the way you do meditation, your friends do meditation, anybody does meditation. We all find our own ways of doing our rituals differently and how we get into these, focused states of consciousness. Now, again, it's easy for me. I'm always in this state, but when I'm out in the woods or I'm out in nature in any kind of way, it becomes deeper. I feel much more enriched, and something happened. And whenever we meditate, regardless of the type of meditation we are doing, document, record, journal things that happen, things that you see, things that you feel, things that happen to you during that meditation, and keep a log of all of that. And then you can look through it and see key moments, symbolicism, and it starts to come and make more sense to you at a later time. Me in particular, now on this particular date, well, that I had a experience where I'm just looking out over the trees in the wooded field. And obviously, at this time of year now, it's fall and there's no leaves and they're all on the ground and it's crunchy and there's beautiful, softened sounds. I immediately was taken back to maybe around mid 80s, I believe. I found, now some may call it kind of like deja vu, but I don't feel it was deja vu. I really don't. I think it was something else. I think there's a connection with trees and how they're all planted and the way they communicate with roots. I think that that network can go very, very far. And then the connection with the universe as well is all part of the experience. So as I was sitting there and I'm looking, like I said, as I'm looking out over this wooded area, unlike deja vu, I was taken back to kind of like the mid 80s. There was a place where I grew up in the Bronx. I used to go to Bronx River Park, which was walking distance from my house, very, very close. And I used to walk all the way to the back, right to the fence, right where it backed up, right to the highway, the Bronx River Parkway. And the highway patrol for NYPD was also back there. I used to find a little spot there myself and sit. It was a little bit more wooded in that area, closer to the highway patrol precinct. And I was suddenly taken back, and it felt exactly like it did back then. And the feeling I was getting more like summer, maybe spring, but more than just a deja vu, what it was more like I was seeing that time and feeling that presence at that time too. So, what does this have to do with anything meditation wise? Well, again, when things like this happen, you journal them, you write them down, you remember them. And when we try to find those spaces in between, inside of our consciousness, what I like to do for those of you, especially people who always say, oh, I can't silence my mind, which we're not supposed to, but focus. I ask very deep questions, questions that basically don't have answers one way or the other. And it takes a lot of thinking. So I ask myself, is time travel possible? And I asked myself that question right when I was right in that mode where I felt myself mindfully in the woods where I am living now in Pennsylvania, but still seeing myself, and not only seeing myself back in, say, the mid 80s, but feeling that presence as well. So looking at it down from another plane. So I asked that question, is time travel possible? Because obviously there was a connection. I relived an entire moment in my life at one point through the current moment that I am in. So when I started thinking about that and I started thinking of all the possibilities and different ways that it could happen, that put me deeper into my meditative state because I was focused on what I was experiencing. But at the same time, in my head, I had that question going on. Is time travel possible? Is this time travel? Can this be time travel? And I asked these questions over and over, and it kept me in a much deeper state. And I was able to enjoy that moment. I was able to enjoy not only the moment I was having in the current dimension, but I was enjoying the moment that I had in a past dimension. So, this is one tip that I like to give when you are doing meditation, especially on your own. Ask deep questions and just come up with answers in your head. There doesn't need to be any rhyme or reason or correctness to any of it. It's just there to keep your mind occupied and focused. And when it's more of a deeper question, it strengthens the mind. It keeps your state of consciousness more lucid because you're focused so much on it. And that's another good thing. Think about lucid dreaming when you are meditating or anything like that. Think about the galaxy. How vast is it? There's just another general example. We don't know the limitations of the universe. Then we start questioning how long is infinity. And when you do that, just as I'm thinking about it in my head right now, I'm going into a calmer state and I'm trying to focus on answers to that question. And then I get into a meditative state while I'm still thinking about those questions, those answers, probabilities, and everything else. I hope that I can bring a little bit more of this to you. Okay. And again, I will start up again the guided meditations. Right now, like I said, with time and all, I'm actually sitting here recording a whole bunch of stuff to get it out before the move. And I really feel though that this is more important to connect with meditation, to connect with your own self, and how to do meditation more than just giving a guided meditation that anybody can listen to. You still need to be, I guess, trained more in meditation itself, especially since I do all this basically for first timers or people who are just very interested in the entire meditation world. So I hope to bring more of these talks to you. I feel they're really great and they can help you meditate. And I might even kind of intertwine the two where I can actually do a guided meditation while giving you a talk with these tips, tricks, and all that. I'll figure it all out. I hope to bring some more to you. But in the meantime, enjoy everything that is around you. Enjoy the abundance of life. And I will see you again really soon on another Wednesday night meditation episode.